This action is world's first pregnant man in his baby by Dakotas. Like, so the link to the video will be the description below. Go and check them out. So let's into this vaccine in 3, 2, 1.
The room was decorated with soft cream curtains,
So
warm
good.
yellow lamps, and a faint fragrance of lavender.
It looks
Yet,
cool.
despite the cozy setting, the air was tense. Both
Really?
Mia and Daniel sat facing each other, silent but heavy with unspoken words. Outside, the world was vibrant. Children ran
Yeah.
around in the park, people laughed at cafe tables, and life seemed to
Cafe.
move in bright colors. But inside this room, the same discussion had once again returned, bringing a weight that pressed hard on their relationship. Mia's medical reasons had long prevented her from fulfilling her dream of having a family. She had
Really?
cried, she had accepted, and then cried again. Now,
Wow.
she had thought of an option so unusual, so shocking, that even Daniel found it hard to believe. What she suggested was not just about love, it was
Yeah.
about rewriting the rules of life itself.
Really?
Daniel stared at her with disbelief. You mean me? You want me to carry
Me?
the baby? His voice trembled between anger
Yeah.
and
I think
confusion.
that was
He had
serious.
read the articles, seen the odd news pieces about medical breakthroughs, but never once had he thought that his wife would suggest this for their lives. Yes, Daniel, Mia whispered, her eyes firm but moist. We've exhausted every other option. Adoption takes years,
Yeah.
surrogacy isn't possible for us, and my body won't
Really?
allow me to carry. But technology
Yeah.
exists now. It's rare, it's complicated, but it's possible. You could be the one. Daniel pushed back in
You
his
could be the
chair.
one.
The idea was alien, frightening, and yet strangely grounding. He loved Mia more
Really?
than life itself. For years, they had built dreams of holding a baby together, of watching tiny fingers curl around theirs. But he had never imagined his own body becoming the vessel for that dream.
Yeah.
The days that followed were a whirlwind of arguments, silent dinners, and long nights where each of them stared at the ceiling, lost in thought. Finally, Daniel agreed. He did not agree because it was easy, but because the love he had for Mia was deeper than his fears. They went to the hospital, spoke with specialists, and stepped into a journey that would soon shake the world. The procedure was experimental, risky, and shrouded in secrecy. Very few men in the
Really?
world had ever attempted pregnancy, and fewer still had spoken about it publicly. Daniel was strong,
So, yeah.
but he felt exposed, as though every part of his identity was being rewritten. He underwent
Yeah.
surgeries, hormonal changes, and constant medical checks. His body became a battlefield, shifting between what it was and what it had to become.
Yeah.
Mia, though unable to carry, stayed by his side every single step. When the pregnancy was confirmed, their world changed forever. Mia's eyes sparkled with tears the moment she heard the first heartbeat. For Daniel, the sound was both terrifying and beautiful. He was carrying life within him, something society would never be ready to fully accept. The news
Yeah.
spread quickly in whispers, and soon the media
Wow. Once again, the media is. Yep.
storm began. Cameras followed them, neighbors stared, strangers judged, and debates raged across television screens. Was this natural? Was this moral? Was Daniel destroying the order of creation, or was he proving that love knows no boundaries? The months were not easy. Daniel's
Wow. Really?
body ached in ways he had never known before. His emotions swung violently, sometimes
Did they? Wow.
crashing into anger, sometimes dissolving into tears. He faced ridicule, cruel comments, and online abuse. Mia, though supportive, also struggled. She saw her husband change daily, not just physically but mentally. At times, guilt consumed her. She
Wow.
had pushed
Really?
him into this, hadn't she? But Daniel always reassured her. This is our dream, Mia. This is our baby.
Yeah.
As the due date approached, fear
The dude.
shadowed their joy. What if complications arose? What if the world never accepted their child? What kind of life would their baby live? Born from a
Yeah. Could
story
be.
that had
Yeah.
already made headlines worldwide. Yet, when Daniel held their daughter for
Oh, the baby. Oh.
the first time, all the noise of the world seemed to disappear. The tiny being in his arms was not a political debate or a scientific controversy. She was pure love, flesh of their dreams, and blood of their commitment. They named her Hope, because that
Oh.
was what she was, a symbol of everything they had endured everything they had believed in, and everything they had fought for. The days after Hope's birth were mixed with joy and struggle.
Wow.
While they cherished every moment with their baby,
Good
the
baby.
outside world
The baby really good.
continued to pry. Reporters camped outside their home. Journalists wrote articles that questioned their sanity, their morality, even their parenting. Some called them pioneers, others called them abominations. Religious leaders condemned them, while progressive voices celebrated them. Through it all, Daniel and Mia clung to each other, trying to shield Hope from the storm. In quieter moments, Daniel often wondered how their daughter would grow up. Would she be
Yeah.
bullied for her origins? Would she be proud of the story that brought her into existence, or would she carry it as a burden? These thoughts haunted him, yet every time Hope's small hand wrapped around his finger, he knew the fight had been worth it. Years later, when Hope asked the question that Daniel and Mia had long feared, "How was I born?" they told her the truth. Not with shame, not with fear, but with honesty. They explained that her life was a miracle born from love and courage. Hope listened quietly, her young eyes wide with curiosity. Then she smiled and said, "So I was special even before I was born?" Daniel and Mia hugged
Yeah.
her tightly, tears in their eyes. "Yes, Hope, you were always special." But the world did not change overnight. Daniel faced discrimination at work. Mia battled whispers in her social circles, and Hope sometimes came home from school with
Yeah.
questions she did not know how to answer. They realized that being
Wow.
the first came with both pride and pain. Yet, they also saw how their story inspired others. Families who thought dreams were impossible, couples who had lost hope, and individuals who believed love could break barriers. The world's first pregnant man and his baby had not only rewritten medical history, but also challenged humanity to look at love and family in a new light. And what do you think would have happened to them? Would society eventually accept them, or would they
Yeah.
forever remain outsiders in their own community? Would Hope grow up seeing herself as a miracle or as a controversy? Perhaps the true answer lies
America.
not in the science that made her
I
birth
can't for
possible, but in the courage of
that's
two
natural.
people who refused to let the world decide their future.
Wow. That was Pennyman in its baby by Decatos. The link to the video will be the description below. Go and check them out and drop a like if you like. And comment below if you want to see more reaction like this one. And subscribe if you're new and click the bell so you can be notified when I upload in my bye. Wow. Yeah, seeing that I can't control both cities. A month ago, yeah. Yeah, I can't control it. No, no. That's not true. It is a month ago. Yeah.